Hariji. Now the mantra 4 is just one line. One line is mantra 4. Te brahma lokeshu parantakale paramrutat parimuchanti sarve. Te brahma lokeshu parantakale paramrutat parimuchanti sarve. At the end of time, again a small error there. It's all those in Brahmaloka, the realm of Brahma. So at the end of time, all those in Brahmaloka, which is the realm of Brahma, become totally liberated through supreme immortality. Paramrutat, transcend. Para means they transcend Amrutat, immortality. Parimuchanti sarve. They are all totally liberated. All right. Thanks, Hariji. So in this mantra, even though there's a mention of it, but we expand on it because they don't spell it out. They just give an indication. You have to, these are the implications. So the guru here of the text is giving the three spiritual parts the spiritual seekers adopt. The three spiritual paths adopted by spiritual seekers is referred to in mantra 4. The first is the path of Pitruloka. Hariji, just do capture for those who don't get the terms. It's known as the path of Pitruloka or Indraloka or Swargaloka. All one and the same, the path 1. The first path is the path of Pitruloka, Indraloka, or Swargaloka. Hyphen, it is called the path of return. The first path is Pitruloka, Indraloka, or Swargaloka. It is known as the path of return. I'll explain that. The second is the, yes, Hariji, missing something? All good? Okay, right. The second is the known as the Brahmaloka, which is the reference in the text. The Brahmaloka is said to be the path of no return. So Brahmaloka are those who are in the realm of Brahma. Don't mistake it to be Brahman. Brahma is the path of no return. The third is said to be the path of direct liberation. Or we can say path of direct liberation. Now for the second one, the term also is known as Krama Mukti. It's called realization in stages. These are the occasions we take note of these technical terms. The second path is also known as Krama Mukti, K-R-A-M-A, Krama Mukti, M-U-K-T-I. Krama Mukti means liberation or realization in stages. Let's put that way, realization in stages. And the third path is also known as Kaivalyopanishad. Means direct realization. It's staggering that so many things are there we don't know of, isn't it, UK? So many things, so many lokas are there. But please tell Ramji I really missed him today. because he would have been really interested. I told him we'll cover this text, but tell him I missed him.
Yes.
But I know he would not have missed me, but I missed him, tell him. So the various lokas are the various realms of experiences. Now, what you must understand is these lokas or the realms are not geographical places, but states of your mind, which create a certain experiences in the very world itself. So you can be going through Naraka. Now, Naraka is what? Shivaji, what is Naraka, sir? Oh, Mitama, you were quick to answer that. Hell, correct. Yes, sir.
Suffering. Feeling that suffering right now here.
A feeling of, don't tell me you're going through suffering.
I'm not
right now. Right now, I'm going through suffering. You told, I am not telling that.
No, that like that every moment, if you are there, you are continue to be in the present moment. The root is be in the present moment. Even that heaven, you should feel in the present moment. Then it continues. Hell also, you feel it now, you suffer.
Correct. Now, very good. So Naraka is
the
hell.
Present.
Yes, the present state of the mind. So the state of mind either creates a hell or heaven.
Yes.
Right. Now, very true. So the mental suffering or sorrow is Naraka, hell. Now, why is this not included in the three parts? Shivaji, you answer panungo.
I think it's not there because you are already in the transcendental phase. You are already transcending. When you are in the path, already you are transcending. That's why probably it's not included. Because when you are getting into the Pitraloka, Brahmaloka, and the path of liberation, you are already transcending. You are already crossing over. So it is already, it's not there.
Sir,
hell is not there.
There is no crossing over, sir. The first path is path of return, sir. A return ticket, sir.
Yeah.
Round ticket, return ticket. Brahmaloka is no return ticket. Path of no return. Again, direct. So what returning? We're not talking of returning here, but the question is, I understand what you're saying. I understand.
You are not feeling that hell when you are already in the path is what. Even though there's a possibility. Yes.
There is a possibility, but I will leave it there. I'll ask Harish. Harish, the question is, have you got the question? If you have got the question, I'm satisfied with that, not the answer. I know what Harish is going to say now.
No, Guruji, I got the question, but I have brain freeze at the moment. I'm sorry. I'm totally frozen.
So I could somehow relate to that frozen state you were in,
I'm sorry.
But just to bring you out of that cold storage, am I right, Kashish? Usually when you're frozen, you're in that state of cold storage, no, Kashish? So it's the right term, no?
Yes.
Brain freeze is cold storage. Right. Now, can you bring out your uncle out of that cold storage? Or let her bring you out.
By bringing him out, do you mean attempt to answer the question, Guruji?
No. Repeat the question.
Why is Naraka, or like that state of hell, not listed as the three loka, any of the three lokas, or like added to that list.
Perfect. I knew you would get it. Why is Naraka Loka, which is the realm of hell, in the path of the three mentioned paths? I think the question itself is so simple, because the three parts, Harish, what are the three parts you titled them as? I spelled it out very clearly twice. These are the three parts of what?
One is the
I have
path of
no, don't mention the parts, but what are these three parts?
these are the three paths, spiritual paths that the spiritual seekers adopt.
Three spiritual paths the spiritual seekers adopt. This was the heading, and then there was a mention. Now the question is, why is Naraka Loka not the path of a spiritual seeker?
Because the spiritual seeker is already on a journey where he has already dropped those layers of the lower, where he's going to the higher. So he's already at a different stage of his journey. So this is all, the lower is all dropping off his life.
You're right. You're right. Yes. So he has dropped the lower. In fact, once you understand these lokas, you'll understand that far more clearly. This is the lower part, and these are the higher parts, as it were. The lower vis-a-vis the higher. In fact, what is the cause of hell? If you answer that, you've got that answer. What's the cause of hell?
Agitation.
Hell is agitation. What's the cause of that?
When you believe, when one believes life should be a certain way, but it doesn't work a certain way, the way they want it to work.
What causes agitations? In fact, you're putting an indirect way. You can be very direct to it. The cause of agitation is measured by the degree of your selfishness. You want the world to behave or operate the way you like. I don't like this. Who are you to like it or not, man? A dog will bark. A neighbor's dog is barking. Understand that. You either close your windows or enjoy the dog's barking. Don't sit and complain. Why is the dog barking? That is its nature. I don't like that. Nah. What is? I don't understand that. You get it? So it is, the agitation is a direct measure of your selfishness. So a selfish person is not taking the spiritual route. Therefore, Naraka Loka, which is the cause of caused by selfish actions, is not included into the spiritual seekers list. If you're selfish, you're not spiritual category all. He's not in the category, yeah, Shivaji. Since you're not in the category, it's not included. But you may be going to Naraka Loka is because of your own selfishness. Don't complain. It's your own state. Yes, Shivaji, solungo.
ஆட்டத்திலேயே இல்ல. You are not there in the game at all.
You're not in the game. You're out of it. You're out of that, or out of the classification.
No.
No. Now, it makes
You are a
very interesting.
spectator, you suffer. You are not a player. So
Right. Okay. 12th man. Even 12th man, once in a while, somebody gets injured, he also comes in. You're not in the selection only. Jayama, you're not selected, not 12th man. No? Right. Now, Amitama, now the terms of Pitruloka, Indraloka, Svargaloka, all these are talking of the first path. This is the path of return. Now, this path of return is performed, or you are in this realm of Pitruloka, let's say, is when you perform unselfish actions which are desired. When one performs unselfish, desired actions, but the desires are good. When you perform unselfish, desired actions which are sacrificial in nature, all the time you're sacrificing for others' well-being. You're not thinking of yourself here. Huh? You think of yourself, you go to Narakaloka. That is basement 2. We're talking of first floor, second floor, third floor, not basement 2. Basement 2 is Narakaloka, but we are going upward. UK, is that good? No. Basement 1 and 2 is grades of Narakaloka. We are going first floor, second floor of Melapura.
Totally dark and
gloomy.
yes, yes,
Stuffy, gloomy,
yes.
full of ignorance, suffering. Yes. Okay, that is basement 1, basement 2, on the lower level. So the first level or the stage of Pitruloka is known as the path of return, because these are the people performing unselfish, desired actions which are obviously of sacrificial nature. Now they enjoy the fruits of sacrificial actions. Vijayji, I still choose to ask you, forgive me for that. What are the fruits of sacrificial actions, Vijayji?
Should there be fruits?
Yes. What are the fruits of sacrificial actions?
Punya.
Punya. What is punya? Very true. Correct. What is punya?
It need not be a moksha. If there is any sense of motive attached.
Absolutely. Moksha is that will come out very clearly in these 3 parts. But as you rightly said, when you perform any karma action, there's a karma phala, fruit. And the fruit of unselfish, sacrificial, desired actions is punya. In layman's term is merit. You enjoy merit. Right? Now, what is punya or merit in worldly terms? You are transported into a heavenly experience. It is not normal 5-star. It is vilas. It is 1 notch higher. Other day only I learned. It is not normal 5-star, normal 6-star, normal 7-star. It's vilas. But when you go to Vilas, what happens? US, have you heard of Vilas? Not villa. Villa is different to Vilas.
No, Guruji.
Rajima will give a brief description of what Vilas is. In brief,
in the Oberoi group, they have different categories of hotels, and a villas occupies a higher category.
no, that is too brief. We don't understand what that is. Because other day I was transported temporarily to Vilas. When I heard Rajima's description of Vilas, I almost was transported, mentally was transported. So that much punya only I have gathered. I have acquired only that much punya that mentally I could go to Vilas and quickly came back. But someone who goes to Vilas, who goes for a holiday to Vilas, what happens? You will enjoy that. Okay, Rajima, continue.
Guruji, I think Hariji would be a better person to ask.
No. So then I can't qualify it in brief. It has to be only in length. We don't have the luxury of time here. That's the reason I'm not asking Hariji. So what I'm getting at is you will go through a superlative experience where you will be provided with luxury and comforts, but that heavenly experience is short-lived. You will have to come back to the world you reside in. That is the reason it's called path of return. From this world, which is the world you're living in now, you are transported to a realm of joyous worlds where you enjoy. The joy factor is far greater. Punya, merit, because in great sacrificial deeds, you are rewarded with the returns. But since your actions are desire-ridden, you will not move forward from there, but you return back to where you started off from. Therefore, it's a path of return. And these are the experiences you go throughout your phase of life. So on one side, you can go through Naraka Loka, which is hell, which is result of desired actions, which are selfish. You can go through Pitraloka or Indraloka or Swargaloka, where your joy is superlative because of your unselfish actions. Are you all able to follow this? So Naraka Loka is not in the category. Basement 1, basement 2. Then comes first level is the path of return. You enjoy the fruits, meritorious deeds. Upon exhaustion of those punyas, you come back to ignorance, come back to the world you belonged. This is the path of return. Yes, something all clear or some doubt?
The path of return, are you saying after death?
No. I'm not talking of death. We are talking about, as I've said, throughout your life, you will be going through moments of hell. You will be going through moments of ecstasy and joy. So you go through superlative experience of joy in one's life, in your life, don't you? Why are you being transported suddenly into that heavenly experience? You're exhausting your punya. Suddenly you plummet down to a state where you go through agony, depression, pain, sorrow, suffering. Why are you going through that? You're also exhausting your papa. So this punya and papa are realms of experiences you go through, which are pure expressions of your karma phala, fruits of your own actions. So you can go through hell or heaven. These are realms you go and come back to where you are, which is the worldly experiences. So the world you make, you can make it a hell or heaven. It's your own mind. And if it is a hell now, it's because of your own selfishness. If it is a heaven now, it is your own actions which are unselfish. So it's not after death. We're talking about throughout your life. Does it help? because we don't want to stretch it into the next birth because it becomes hazy. So let's not get into areas which is difficult. We can stretch it, but I wouldn't want to stretch it. Just understand it in our experiences, which is constantly fluctuating, isn't it? It's not that our experiences are neutral. We always go through the crests and the troughs, and this is the reason why. Okay. All right. Yes, Setuji?
Hariom Guruji, I have a query. This
Yes, sir.
hell, can we say attachment is the root cause for suffering, then selfish, or any attachment we lead to suffering, and in unselfish actions also sometimes we get attached to the cause that also leads to suffering.
So what is the definition of attachment?
Getting bonded.
You're just using another term, but what is attachment? Isn't it?
It's
Isn't
out of selfishness, but
sir, attachment is defined as a selfish relationship with an object or being. So attachment is a wrong relationship, which is a selfish relationship you set with an object or being, which is attachment, which is selfishness. So attachment is in fact an explanation of what selfishness is. When you're selfishly operating, you develop an attachment. You're attached to your business, you're attached to your home, you're attached to the name you have created, you're attached to money, etc. So it's a selfish relationship you have to you're claiming a proprietary over certain thing. That's attachment.
I'm just saying, is it not the appropriate word for hell?
So selfishness is the cause, attachment is the effect. So I'm going to the cause of it. If you say you're attached to something, if I say, sir, I'm attached to my car, if I take an example, I'm attached to my car because I have a selfish relationship to it. So what is the cause? Is selfishness the cause or attachment the cause? Selfishness, isn't it?
Yeah.
So going in the same line, you can say unselfishness is the cause for punya. Selfishness is the cause for papa. So therefore, we could be right in understanding that way.
In unselfishness, you will not have any possibility of attachment.
You can be attached. You can be attached to even unselfish cause.
Then
To that extent, there will be an anxiety.
higher grade of hell.
The suffering is much refined suffering. So higher grade of hell, you can say so. If you're attached, but if you're not attached and you're performing unselfish actions and renouncing the fruits of action, what would come? Renouncing the fruits is I'm just doing, but there is still a desire. You're not renounced the desire. So remember, go back again to that important statement we differentiated in the last few classes. There is a renunciation of the desire and renouncing the fruits of action. They're two different things. When you renounce the desire itself, then it's selfless. When you're renouncing the fruits of action, is different. So I do my action, but to a large extent, you say, I'm not interested in the fruits. but still you have a desire. Do it unselfishly. Are you okay, Setuji? Yes, Hariji?
When we are talking about the path of no return, can we say that we are within the realm of time, space, and causation as long as we are in the realm of time, space, and causation, we will always be in these lokas. Only when we transcend that time, space, and causation, then we get out of that. Even Brahmaloka is within the realm of time, space, and causation.
Time, space, and causation means it's a physical realm. We're still confined. It's not not a geographical place.
Yeah.
So it is still confined.
It is the state of mind, the state of experience.
State of experience. Yes. Yes, you can say so. Okay.
Okay. And regarding the unselfish attachment to the Guru and the scriptures, they are purely unselfish, but they are still the attachment which becomes the ultimate impediment for liberation, because we are still attached. It is a category, it can be included in the category of unselfish attachment.
Any sacrificial work, you could be doing some service.
Yeah.
When you're attached to that service, it's unselfish attachment. Right. Now, I'll just quickly mention the other two worlds and I'll come back and expand on it. So Brahmaloka, as we said, is a path of return. The path of return is when the seeker performs desire-ridden actions along with selfless actions. When the seeker performs desire-ridden actions along with selfless actions, he gets the fruits of both. The fruits of both here are desire-ridden actions, which are unselfish, and selfless actions. As you noted earlier, this is known as liberation in stages, karma mukti. So what happens? These people are transported to a realm called Brahmaloka, which is superior to Vilas. It is superior to Indraloka. So you are transported to another realm of joy, which is superior to Indraloka, which is known as Brahmaloka. So you enjoy the Brahmaloka, and from there on, you get moksha. You get the fruits of selfless work. This is known as liberation in stages and the path of no return. You don't come back. From there on, you move on to enlightenment. Just take a note, I'll explain further. The third is direct liberation, when the seeker only performs selfless work. He only does selflessly without any desire. They reach a state of Kaivalya Mukti, direct liberation. They don't waste their time in any lokas of Indraloka or Brahmaloka. Waste of time. They only go directly to moksha, enlightenment. So these are the three spiritual paths adopted by spiritual seekers. Now find out where you belong. Whether you're just performing actions for punya, whether you are performing actions with punya and gives you moksha, or you say, I'm not interested in punya, I'm only interested in getting to enlightenment. that is Kaivalyamukti, the direct liberation. We'll come back. Okay. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om.